Okay, so today I'd like to talk about reversing this bad boy, the baling trailer. This thing has been kind of my nemesis. I have really struggled with this. Drives forwards really, really well. Lovely bit of kit in the forward direction. Trying to reverse it, absolute nightmare. The basic issue with reversing these trailers is they are, I think, what's referred to as a dolly trailer. I'm not sure if that's an Americanism. I don't know what the British version is. Basically what it means is you have got front wheels that steer, that follow the tractor, and then you've got the normal sort of four wheels towards the back that are just static. As I say, this makes manoeuvring it in a forward direction very nice because it just literally follows the tractor and it doesn't swing around all over the place. But it does mean that when you are trying to reverse it, you have two pivots that you need to worry about. The first one being this one here, and the second one being the pivot for the front wheels. And these two different pivots work against you and basically work to jackknife you if you let them get away. So a little bit about my setup. I am using Tracker, which I find extremely useful because it means I don't have to constantly worry about my view. I can just move my head. And the other thing, which I would say, if you're even going to think about reversing one of these, is I have a racing wheel, steering wheel, and pedals. I have absolutely no idea how you would do this without a steering wheel and pedals. I can't comment on controllers. I don't use a controller. I don't like them. I've never been able to get on with them. I know a lot of people do, but personally, not my thing. So I imagine that they would probably have a lot of the same benefits that the racing wheel would have, which is their analog, so you can keep the wheels at a constant angle, as opposed to constantly, just sort of having to jab at a key or what have you. Can't imagine how you do this with the keyboard and mouse. Anybody can do it. I'd like to know how. Leave a comment. Very curious to see how that would work. Anyway, I'm not professing to be an expert in this. I would say that I am probably barely competent. However, I can reverse this probably 9 times out of 10 into the hay delivery area, the hay sale area, which is really all I want to do. Now, I think on a lot of maps this is not necessary. Reversing a baling trailer is just completely unnecessary. But I absolutely love this little map here, which is the Oakfield Farm 19 map. It's probably not the most conveniently laid out of areas, in that most of the farms are quite small, they're quite fiddly, lots of little sort of tight turns and that sort of thing. But it's just really nice. I'm English, as you can tell. I like farming in an English setting, and I think that Gloucestershire is just about as nice a place to farm as I can think of. So, nice little farm in Gloucestershire, absolutely perfect. Except for the fact that trying to get this bale trailer into the hay bale delivery area is a nightmare. It's small, it's narrow, there's not a lot of room to manoeuvre, so it does have to be reversed in, and it has to be reversed in with fairly tight tolerances. So I've decided to learn how to do this. I'm sure there are easy ways of doing it, but I'm not doing those, so there you go. As you can probably see from the money up in the top right hand corner there, I am relatively new into this particular game. I have played a lot of Farming Simulator 17. Absolutely love that. Haven't been playing Farming Simulator 2019 for that long, but I'm loving it. It's brilliant. It took me a little while to get the hang of some of the changes between 17 and 19, but we're about there now. Anyway, I'm going to stop flannelling. I'm going to leave my tractor. I'm going to drive to my farm and show you how to reverse this, or at least I'm going to show you how I reverse it and give you a few tips that I'm hoping are going to help you. Okay, so I kind of hope you can hear me over the sound of the engine. I have fiddled about with this recording a little bit, so it should be okay. So I'm not too far away from the farm. You may be thinking, hang on, he's forgotten his bales, but I'm not going to load it up with bales. Not for this. This is just a tutorial to show you how I reverse it, and it's going to be easy to see what's going on if I haven't got a load of bales in the way. So here's the entrance to my farm, and the bale unloading area is just up here on the right. As you can see, it's all very tight, not an awful lot of room for error. There's the bale unloading area just there. So, from a bit of trial and error, I've realised that it is much better to pull a little bit too far forwards and then try to correct it as you go back, rather than try to turn it too tightly. So, having a look back here, what you can see is you've got the I don't know what that thing is that's sticking up. I'm assuming it's part of the drawbar, but you've got part of the mechanism, and there's like a big piece sticking up out of the tractor at the back here, which is this thing here. And I like to use that as a bit of a sort of a gauge. I like to be able to use that against the little sort of holes in the racking where the pipes go through. I like to use that as my sort of indicator. And then basically I just work everything from that viewpoint. So you've got the A shape of the drawbar on the trailer. Those tend to be my limits. I try not overall to go beyond those, so as in I don't like to have this drawbar on the tractor to go sort of outside of that A. If it goes outside the A, generally I tend to find that I'm in trouble. So, basic principles are going to be to manoeuvre the tractor in such a way that it turns the front wheels of the bale trailer. This is mostly totally counterintuitive, purely and simply because you've got so many linkages. So, broadly speaking, I tend to just work it like this. If I want the wheels to go, if I want the drawbar to go to the left, turn to the right. Want it to go to the right, turn to the left. Okay, this little sort of drawbar on the back of the tractor will basically go left or right, opposite to the way you're steering. So it just demonstrates. Going to come back. First of all, I want the drawbar on the trailer, I want that to move to the left. Okay, because I want the trailer to be turning to the left. It's actually strictly speaking, it's to the right because I'm facing backwards. But from my sort of perspective, I'm sort of looking at everything, like I say, out the back of the tractor. So I want the trailer to be going to my relative left. And in order to do that, I need this drawbar to also go left. So in order to make the little drawbar part in the back of the tractor go in the right direction, I need to get that moving to the left, so I need to steer to the right. Okay, so pulling down to my right to move the drawbar. And what you want to do, you want to make sure that you don't overcook it, because it's really easy to do. So you want to keep going on like this until you get the wheels to about the right angle, and then what you want to do is to put that tractor drawbar smack in the middle of the little sort of notched rack. Keep it there, okay, as you reverse, and then try to just sort of make adjustments as you come around. Okay, so I'm going to lock it at that, and this is where having a steering wheel makes life that video. I'm overdoing it a bit, so I'm going to come to the far side of that rack, okay, and I'm going to, and I'm about right, I'm going to keep this tractor drawbar lined up with the A and the drawbar of the trailer. I've overdone it a little bit, so I'm going to let it come far wide to try to start straightening these wheels up. We're going to bring it back again. Okay. I think I might have overcooked it, to be honest with you, but that's fine. So what we do, straighten up, bring it forwards again. That's it. There we go. And then again, I want this drawbar to basically centre again. So I'm going to give it lots of right steering wheel to bring that thing coming back to the left. Okay. And then again, just try to keep the drawbar on the back of the tractor roughly on that right part of the A-frame. Okay, taking it slowly, really slowly, because you need to be able to make a correction if it goes wrong. And if you're going too fast, it will just go wildly off target and you will end up jacking my finger. And that is going to screw the whole thing. Okay, so let's bring it back over so that I can get a little bit more turn on. So straighten the wheels up too much. There you go. And that is, so I need to go, I need the little drawbar on the back to come to the right side, full left lock, bringing it over. There we go. Now if I jump out of jump out of the tractor, you will see this thing is as far back as it goes. In fact, we've hit the wall. I've hit the wall. Happens. But it is in there. All your hay bales are now in a position to be unloaded, and you're good to go. And then it's just a case of hopping back in the tractor and giving it another go forwards. There we go. Just drive straight out of there. Okay. Now, I'm just going to spin this around. I'm just going to spin it around and take it back up to the field and back again. I will do it again, just to show you again how the technique works. In fact, I might even try and reverse it down this road if I'm feeling brave. Am I feeling brave? I'm not feeling very brave, I might do it anyway. So, keeping it in a straight line is a little bit easier. Okay, so I want that little bar to go to the right, so that I can turn the wheels to the right. So I'm giving it some left steering wheel. Right, let's keep it out. I'm going to hit that little stone mushroom. Do you know what? Stuff it. I'm not feeling brave. I'm getting out of here. Getting out of here. I don't think we've got room to do that. As I say, I'm not an expert at this stuff. But I found a technique that works, and I'm basically sticking to it. Right, let's just bring this around. I'll take it back to the farm again, and we'll do that one more time. Now the technique I have learned is a technique that was largely inspired or assisted or learned. I'm not quite sure what the correct thing would be, but learnt it from a video that I watched by MrCosmicNite, and I thank him very much for his video. It was very good. Unfortunately, it was on a third-person perspective, and I am not a big guy for third-person stuff. I have played in this game, I think, a total of about 10 minutes in third person, and that's basically because it took me 9.5 minutes to get, well, to work out where the button was to make it go first person. I think probably the other 30 seconds have just been for minor troubleshooting purposes. There was a the time I couldn't understand why my tractor kept jumping when I was driving to one of the shops, and I realised after looking in third person that I'd actually got the front weight lowered, so it kept digging into the tarmac. But other than that, yeah, I'm a first person only guy. I like the immersion of first person, so tutorials that use third person, not my thing. What I would say though, obviously if you do want to see third person representation of how to do this, look at MrCosmicNite's video. It's very good. It is actually based in or set in Farming Simulator 2015, but the physics are the same. It's exactly the same. But as I say, I'm going to be doing this from first person, so I'm going to show you all the little techniques, or the technique, I suppose, really, that I'm going to use in order to do this. Okay, so once again, I'm parked up, I'm sat here in a pretty good position. I like to have a little bit of space to the left and the right, so that there's room for the trailer to move and also room for the tractor to move. So I want the trailer to be turning relative left, so as I'm looking at the back, I want it to go to my left, which means that I want the tow bar on the tractor to be moving to the left. So in order to make it move to the left, I need to do hard, well, not hard, I need to give it some weight down on the wheel. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, right down on the wheel, which is going, then I'm going to reverse, and that is going to push the wheels over to my relative left. So we've got a little bit of turn on. As soon as you get a little bit of turn on, start bringing that tow bar so that it is back in line with the with that little racking bit. I'm not sure what it is, like a clip. Okay, and then as you come round, move it over so that it's in line with the right hand bar of that A-frame. Keep it coming back very slowly, very slowly. Think high. Right, so I need to straighten this out. I have overcooked this. Let's put it forward. Don't be afraid to come forwards again. Driving forwards, it does tend to act as a little bit of a reset. Okay. So I want that. Coming back here. I need to really take a little bit of this turn off. That's better. Okay. And let's just bring this back onto the A-frame again. So hard right hand down. That's it. So bringing that back on, and you need to maintain basically a constant. You need to maintain a constant amount of steering to keep this nice and controlled. Right, I'm going to take this all the way off, get it nice and straight. So I'm going to take the right hand down hard to stop some steering in the other direction. Let's just have a quick look, see how far back I've gone. A little bit further to go. That's nice. So looking over. Again, keeping on the right hand down, trying to get this all nice and stood up. I've overdone it a little bit. Let's just pull forwards, just to straighten her up. Pull straight forwards. There we go. So wait until that comes to the middle. That is good. And then all I've got to do is just keep that couple of notches either side of the centre, just to keep the trailer going back straight. There we go. Let's see how far I've got to go. There we go. That's going to get rid of, I think, that's going to sell, I think, the majority of your bales from that. And it's just a case of making sure there's enough space for that to open, which there should be. Yep, there we go. And that will be bale sold. So, I hope this was of use. Please let me know if you didn't understand any part of this. I'll happily either do a follow-up video or reply to you in the comments. Thanks very much for watching.